Hi guys, anybody here? It's Jessica from a Class Act New York. Oh, they're telling our followers that we've started a live video. Okay, great. Hey, Jillian, what's up? Hi, Annalise. Hi, guys. How are you? Hi, Emily. All right, Brooke, Shahadi. All right, I think we are connecting with Shahadi, so hang on one sec, you guys.
Hi.
Hi, what's up? How are you?
Let me turn the volume. I'm good. How are you?
Good. I think my Alexa is going to go off any second right now and start beeping to let me know that we have this.
Okay.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Are you safe and healthy? And
yes, we are. We're at home right now, just chilling, just doing our online school, and the distance learning. So that's kind of fun. I get to sleep in, so that's nice.
Nice. How many hours a day do you have school right now?
It's not too bad. I think that like in total it's like 6 hours, 5 hours.
Oh,
it's not that bad. It's
right.
Right. But it's much better compared to like an actual school day.
So that brings me to my first question, actually. So, you know, Shahadi, everybody, as you know, Shahadi is a young star. She starred in movies like Us, you know, Jordan Peele's movie. He's the same guy that did Get Out, which was awesome. By the way, you were incredible in that.
Thank
She
you.
was in the Lion King animated feature with Beyonce and a million other amazing stars. You were also in Broadway School of Rock, as well as in Lion King. And Hairspray Live on NBC. So
Yes.
Pretty cool. So that brings me to my first question about what was I going to ask you about the distance learning. So when you became a professional actor, were you still going to regular school back when you were doing the Lion King?
Yes, I was. I was still going to regular school. Some days I would have to take, some days off to work or maybe a couple months off to work, but I would still be back at school whenever I came back. And my teachers would send me all my schoolwork and I would just do that on location. So that was a lot of fun.
Wow. So you're kind of used to like going between regular school and then online school.
Yeah, definitely.
And have you been homeschooled now since you did the movie Us and you did the Lion King animated feature?
I'm still going to regular school, but right now, since, with the pandemic of the virus, we're at home right now.
Wow, pretty cool. Awesome. Yeah. So let's talk about the beginning of your career. So you started out on Broadway in The Lion King. Did you get that from an open call, Shahadi?
Yes, it was literally an open call at the Apollo Theater. It was like 6 a.m. I think. It was really early and it was rainy and cold and, getting there wasn't a good experience, but it was a great experience once we actually got in. And we had so much fun and that was really just like a shot in the dark, but it worked out for the best. Yeah.
So you guys can book jobs from open calls. Like I always stress to actors because a lot of people think like it's not possible. You need an agent.
Right. No, definitely.
You can still do it. So that's so cool. So how long were you in The Lion King and how old were you when you booked it?
Well, I was 9 when I booked it. And I was there for a year. And then right after that, and like kind of in the middle of right after that, I went into School of Rock and like some of my schedules kind of overlapped. So while I was doing a show in Lion King, I would have to rehearse at School of Rock, just like a couple blocks away. So that was a little stressful, but it was fun and it was definitely worth it.
Definitely worth it. And then now how old are you now?
Now I'm 14.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So we've known you since you were 9 because you did our big agent and manager showcase. Hi, Annabelle.
Yes.
You did our big agent and manager showcase while you were already on Broadway in The Lion King. And so you were seen by over 20 agents and managers way back whenever that was, a couple of years ago. I'm bad at math. But now what happened? I believe a ton of people called you, but you guys decided to.
Yes. I think about like seven agents called us in total. But we went with the best one in our choice, which was Abrams, and I'm still with them today, so that's awesome.
Was that from our showcase?
Yeah, it was.
It was? See,
yes.
I didn't even know that. Oh my God, that's really cool. Awesome. Okay, and then So tell me about the movie Us. Now, this was from this, Academy Award nominated, or he won for writing, didn't he, Jordan Peele?
Yes, he did.
Won for writing. The movie Get Out, and then he followed it up with Us, which did really well, and you were incredible, and you worked with some amazing actors like Lupita Nyong'o. Tell me who else was in that movie.
Winston Duke, Evan Alex, who else? Elizabeth Moss, and Tim Heidecker.
Wow. So what was that experience like? Was that your first movie?
Yeah. Well, yes. I booked Lion King first, but Us came out before Lion King, because Lion King took so much animating. It took a long time. But yes, that one was my first movie. And I feel like that was actually my first horror movie as well. And I feel like a lot of people think that being on a horror movie set is like really scary, but it's actually like the most fun.
It's incredible. Yes. So what was so fun about that? What made that more fun, let's say, than another type of movie?
Right. I think that it was just like Jordan, who had like this great energy to everything, and he was so positive about his work and what he wanted to do, and he let his actors really explore the characters, and he really let them just basically make up our characters sometimes, but it was a lot of fun, and we were really free to explore ourselves.
So how did you create a character from the ground up? Like a lot of times in Lion King, let's say the Broadway show, for example, it's been out there for years. People can see it. They can watch it. They can kind of.
And you kind of have to like embody it.
Right. So, you've already seen somebody else perform it. You have an idea of what that character's like. But when you're creating something from the ground up,
right.
How did, that's an incredible experience as an actor.
Right.
Who helped guide you throughout that process?
Well, for me, it was with Jordan. We would have like these little meetings, and he would basically talk to me about like the progress with my character, and we would go through the script, and he would kind of put in all of his suggestions, which really made the character come alive. And I did have the experience to also make another character from the ground up while I was in School of Rock. And I think that was just the best experience, because nobody's ever seen the character before. So you can really just create whoever you want. And that's a lot of fun.
Awesome. So tell me, so now you're working on a new Amazon Prime original series, right?
Yes.
Called Them Covenant.
Yes.
Is this also a horror film or a
it is a horror series. Yes, it is.
Okay.
And our production got shut down because of the virus and everything. Like Hollywood is like shut down right now. But I literally had one more day of shooting and I was going to be done, and then they shut it down. So we flew back to New York like right after that. So that's that.
So you're waiting to see. So there's going to be 7 episodes then? Is it 7 episodes, or how many episodes did they?
It's 10 episodes in total in the first season. But I only shot 9 of them. I'm only in 9 of them.
Okay, great. And then when can we expect, or we don't know because you have to film that last episode, right?
Right.
We just don't know when that'll start airing, right?
Exactly. We don't know. And we don't know when like any like trailers or teasers are going to come out, but I'm going to be as surprised as everybody else, I guess.
Right. Awesome. Okay. So tell me, do you have any advice for young actors who are starting out? So, hi, is it Dina and Kevin?
It's Dad. It's my, yes.
Hi. Hi.
Yeah,
the coolest family. The nicest parent ever. So tell me, do you have advice for young actors who are just starting out, who, first of all, we need to know also, did you get to meet Beyonce and hang out with the cool people who were in that movie?
Yes, I did. I did get to meet Beyonce. I got to meet her at the premiere, and that was the only time that I met her, but it was a great experience. And I definitely want to work with her again, hopefully in the future, whenever. But that was just awesome.
What a cool group of people that was. Now that's a whole other experience because it's voiceover. So when you were voicing the characters, did you do it by yourself? We'll get to the other questions about young actors in a minute. I'm kind of going off on a tangent right now. But were you alone in the booth, in the voiceover booth by yourself when you were creating young Nala for the feature film?
Actually, I wasn't. This is very interesting. We actually, J.D. McCrary plays young Simba. I was the only one that he was the only one that I worked with face to face. But we actually recorded in this really cool, like, black box theater, and we could actually move around like we were, you know, like on stage. And everybody was like recording us, and like people would, you know, match our facial expressions, and that was really, really cool. And that's definitely an experience I'm going to remember forever, because I've never done a voiceover like that, like ever.
Right, because most often you're in just like a small studio doing your thing, and you don't necessarily have a scene partner to work with. But because it was is it called stop action, where they're capturing your movements and your facial expressions? Is that what that's called?
No, they didn't. There were actually some artists capturing our facial expressions, but not the rest of our body. But it definitely was really, really cool, because it actually felt like I was back on Broadway, you know?
Right.
Like being young Nala on a stage.
Absolutely. So all right, back to telling our young actors who are tuning in today a little bit about, you know, your career. Like, do you have any advice for young actors? What would you suggest to them? I know that's a very big question with lots of potential answers, but tell me
I would say, like, if you want to start in theater, which I did, which is probably like the best decision that I've ever made, just because it really helps you grow as an artist, and it helps with a variety of different characters. So I would say to start in theater, because that's exactly what I did. I would say take workshops, like a class act. You know, that definitely helped me. And I feel like I grew the most as an actor while I was doing acting classes or workshops, definitely. And I mean, open calls are your best friend. I would say definitely. Sometimes, you know, you just got to show up with your book and, you know, perform. And it's great. It's a great feeling. So I would say to start with theater.
Were you nervous when you went on the Lion King Broadway open call? And how many people were there, would you estimate?
I would say that there were like 700 girls there. There were a lot of people there. It's a really big theater. There were a lot of people there.
Wow.
But surprisingly, I don't know why I was not nervous auditioning for it. I think that was just like when I was like 9, I feel like I just wasn't even like worried about like other people's like thoughts or like whatever, blah, blah, blah. I wasn't like insecure or anything about that. So I definitely was not nervous. But I think that eventually helped me in the long run.
Absolutely.
It brought me to where I am today.
Right. So like sort of ignorance is bliss in you know, in one way, like where you're not thinking too much about it, you know.
Definitely.
That's great for young actors to just kind of go out there and do what you can do, and if somebody responds to it, great, and if they don't, you know, there's always another audition, right?
Exactly.
You don't have to put all of your eggs in that one basket, which I think a lot of people do. They put all their eggs in that one, like, I have to get this, and then it's a huge disappointment if you don't, right?
Right.
So that's amazing. So tell me, when you work with some celebrities, I mean, I know you've worked with Lupita, who's, you know, a tremendous star, and other celebrities. Were you ever starstruck, or when you first met them and you were working with them, did you have nerves then, or no nerves?
Yes, definitely meeting Lupita, because I have always looked up to her since I was very, very small. And I was just so nervous that like I couldn't actually like be on her level, on her acting level. But I mean, in the long run, I think that we did a great job, and we created the story with so much passion. And I couldn't be prouder of it. So yeah.
Wow. So you guys, I'm sure, bonded because you spent a long time together, right?
Definitely. Yeah.
How long did it take for those nerves to dissipate, let's say?
Not very long. She's a very welcoming person once you get to know her. And I think that we all kind of made ourselves a family pretty quickly. You know, we were just these, you know, 4 dark-skinned actors that kind of just related on so many levels. And I think that that's what just made a great family.
That's so awesome. Do you still keep in touch with your co-stars from the movie?
Yeah, I do. I was literally just in Glendale a couple weeks ago. And I just saw Evan, because he, and we always like keep in contact through text or Instagram or whatever. So that's really awesome.
And he played your little brother, right? He played your brother?
He did, yeah.
Okay. So cool. What a great experience. What a great opportunity. And when you went to your first premiere, what was that like? All of a sudden, you got to get glammed up. And did you actually have anybody helping you with all this stuff? This
we did. Yeah, we had done some press before that, so we were kind of okay with like the glam team or whatever. So we kind of just met up at like my house, I think, and we just got dressed. Did hair, makeup, all of that. And then we just drove there.
And how did you feel inside? Were there nerves? Was it exciting? What
a little nervous, definitely a little bit nervous, because it felt like it's different from actually being at somebody else's premiere than going to your own premiere. It's like all the focus is kind of on you and on the cast, and it's a little bit scary because like I'm kind of weird about like attention like that, but it's just, in the long run, it's just a lot of fun.
So did you have to prepare for questions, let's say on the red carpet? Hi, Justin Guarini. Shahadi, did you have to, prepare a little bit in advance of the premiere to answer questions? So tell me about that. What did they throw questions at you?
I had recently gotten a publicist before the press for the press of us. And I'm with Persona PR Publishing. Okay. And they actually had me do this training for like one day, and we just sat there answering questions and like trying to think of positive answers all the time. And we were just going through a bunch of the commonly asked questions on the red carpet. And it was great. It was a lot of fun. And my mind didn't even go that I would have to practice some questions.
Right.
I really thought that I was just going to go up there and wing it. But I think that the training really helped me a lot.
Did you get to go to any award shows? Have you been to any award shows, whether it's the Tonys or the Academy Awards or?
Yes, we have. Well, my first Tonys was when I was in School of Rock. So that was back in 2016, I think. And what else? We literally just went to the NAACP Awards, which was a lot of fun. That was so great. And I hope to go there again next year. And we also had so much fun at like an Essence lunch-in. And even though it's not like your event or anything, you still have to practice the commonly asked questions as well.
So cool. So there's a lot of preparation. A lot of preparation goes into being an actor. Not just learning your lines, and once you get to your level, to that professional level, you now have to be prepared to answer questions, and you have to worry about your image, right? Is image part of it too? I mean, I know that you would never do this. You have a good head on your shoulders, but some people might put something out there that on Instagram that everybody's like backlash. So you have to be careful.
Right. You have to sacrifice a lot, and a lot of that is kind of your freedom on social media. And I have to basically like overthink everything whenever I'm posting something or like taking a picture or whatever. Like, is my address in the background? Is it blah, 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 blah.
Right.
And it's
that's a good point.
Yeah, it's really, it's kind of hard to keep up with, because sometimes you slip and you make mistakes. But I mean, there's a lot that you have to sacrifice, but it's all worth it in the end.
So, yes. What are the positives of being, a young working actor?
Right. I mean, I get to do what I love. Right. I get to do what I love. It doesn't feel like work, like at all. Whenever I'm going to work, it just feels like rehearsal, like we're having fun. And also, I mean, like, I just get to meet these amazing people and grow as an actress every day. And that's something that I'm going to take with me, for the rest of my life. So that is a really big part of why I love it.
Yep, absolutely. Do you have a dream role? Do you have a dream role? Oh, by the way, you guys need to go to our YouTube page and watch Shahadi sing an amazing rendition of Don't Rain on My Parade. Just saying. Because when you hosted our cabaret, we do these charity cabarets.
Oh, that was so much fun.
You were much younger then. You were much younger.
I was much younger. Yes.
I mean, I guess, not that much younger, but you look a lot younger. Like, you look more grown up now. I guess kids, they change so much so quickly.
Yes.
So going back to my question before, what was my question? Do you remember? Do you remember?
Wait.
I don't. It was, do you have a dream role? Do you have a dream role?
Oh, dream role. I've always wanted to play Dion from Clueless. I feel like she's always been like my spirit animal for fashion, for the Black girl aesthetic. And I think that she really relates with me a lot. I mean, even though I do not live in California, but I've always wanted to be her when I was younger. I still do. And I aspire to be just like her. So I would love to play her one day.
That is one of my favorite movies ever. Such a great movie. So good one. Okay. So let me ask you a couple of things. So what was, your most favorite thing about being on Broadway?
I think that my most favorite thing was performing every night, and seeing the audience members and seeing the reactions to people who have never seen it before. Because Lion King is a very, very theatrical show. And I feel like it's very inclusive with the audience as well. So that was definitely a show that I'm always going to remember, like the reactions of people who've never seen it before. Right. But I mean, musical theater has kind of been like my passion since I was really young. I mean, our whole family has been singing, acting, dancing for like the longest time. So to do that in a professional setting, it makes me feel really welcome.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, what was the hardest thing about being on Broadway?
I guess the hardest thing was school, keeping up with school. But I think that I got a lot of my work in, but it was hard. It was hard to keep up with it at some points. But usually my school would send over my work, so I would always hold them to that.
Right. So imagine that, guys. Like, you're a student, you have to go to school for 7 to 8 hours a day, and then you went to the theater. So I mean, it's exhausting, right? It can be pretty exhausting. You have you're a professional actor. You actually have a job. It's not just like fun and games,
Exactly. Yeah.
So did they give you notes, guys? Did they give you notes? Like, did they give you notes, Shahadi, on, you need to improve this or do that after performances?
Yes, definitely. We would always get notes if we had to change something up. And usually we would, every 6 months or so, we would have like a big cast rehearsal, because sometimes you get too used to doing a show, and sometimes you have to change things up. You have to make things new so that it feels new to the audience. So we always did that, and that was always a lot of fun. And we would get different notes and, criticisms, and it was just a lot of fun.
Now, do you hope to go back to doing theater one day? I know right now you're focused on TV and film,
right?
But do you want to go back to theater one day?
Definitely. I mean, that's where I started from. Those are my roots. So I think I would definitely want to.
Cool. So tell me one more thing. Like, do you have an actor who inspires you, or several actors who you look up to as mentors?
Oh,
are we frozen?
Sorry, it was paused.
Yeah.
I would say Kerry Washington, Octavia Spencer. Who else? And Lupita, of course.
Yes. Would you ever want to start doing like Octavia? I believe she produces, right? She creates her own content.
Yeah, she does.
With her production company. Is that something that you're interested in doing one day?
Definitely. I've definitely been in talks with my agent about that, and hopefully we can start that soon.
Very cool. What's a fun fact about you that people might not know?
Ooh.
I know that's hard.
That is a hard one. I don't know. Ooh, I'm getting into nails right now. I just did my sister's nails. She just took them off, but I'm getting into doing nails right now. Yeah,
tips or
like acrylics and some cool nail tech stuff. So that's a fun fact about me. I always love those.
Awesome. All right, and you have guest taught workshops for us. You taught School of Rock workshops for us when you were in that show. You really, you came out and spoke to the kids at different locations when we would teach in New Jersey or on Long Island or here in Manhattan. You would come and you would talk to the kids after they saw you in a show, which was so cool. So we appreciate that so much. You are an amazing mentor to our students.
Thank you.
I think you're a great role model. Yeah, a really good role model. You've got it all together. So what grade are you in right now?
Right now I'm a freshman in high school.
And how is that going?
It's going well. I mean, I haven't been like in real school since like the first 2 weeks of school or so. So I've just been doing distance learning with like my school teacher on location. And now I'm doing distance learning now. I was supposed to go back to school, but yeah.
So wait, at the beginning of the year in September, the school year, were you not in school then, or were you in regular school?
No, I was in regular school, but then at like the second week of school, we left for California to shoot them. So that was pretty tricky, but we got our teachers to send us our schoolwork, and we've just been doing that for the past 6 months.
Wow, interesting. So your life is always like, there's a lot of moving parts. You got to figure out your schooling. Sometimes you're in school, sometimes you have to leave school. It's amazing. We're actually doing, we were doing Lion King Jr. until this pandemic hit. So I'm sure our students would love it. We pushed it off to November. So hopefully if you're in New York, you'll come and see our kids perform and maybe give them a little chat, talk to them a little bit.
Okay, definitely.
I know they would love that. So yeah, I mean, you're an amazing, human being. You're an amazing actor. You've been really gracious with your time with our students in the past. I appreciate it so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, and we, just wish you the best success in the world. And we're so glad that you were able to find your agents at our showcase. That's so
Thank
cool.
you so much.
Yes, I didn't even know that until just today. That's wow. So anyway, we hope to see you come. Yes, some of our students are saying, please come to see us at Lion King Jr.
Definitely.
Guys, thank you so much for spending this, time with us, and say hi to your whole family. They're amazing. And thank you for joining me today.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I can't wait to see you in Them, guys. Watch Shahadi and Them Covenant when it comes out on Amazon Prime sometime in the future.
Sometime in the future. Hopefully the fall.
Sooner versus.
Yeah.
What, the fall? I hope. Yes, I hope so.
Hopefully.
I'll be binging it.
Definitely.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good day and stay safe and healthy, okay?
Bye.